Hello everyone, my name is Desislava and I'm the project coordinator for the Huge project. And all the people that I studied are partners in the project, so they've heard this all before. No worries. I'm just going to try to set on the presentation. Because for some reason it was too big and I couldn't send it across. Hello everyone. So it was very good. I will give you the introduction to the project, so I don't have to explain the basics of it, and then I'll give you the introduction to the NPA program. So this is another slide that I'm going to skip, so another 2-3 minutes saved for my presentation, which makes it a little bit easier. Just a quick recap of what so QT is hydrogenization and green energy, and it is funded by the Northern Periphery and Arctic program. We're under priority access 3, energy efficiency and renewable energy, and have a total budget of 1.4 million, which is divided across 8 partners from 6 countries. So we are the Environmental Research Institute, which is part of North Highland College, which in itself is part of the University of Highlands and Islands, which is a network of 13 universities across the Highlands and Islands. We are the lead of the project. And we have another partner from Scotland, the Highland Council. We have Action Renewables from Northern Ireland, NUI Galway from Ireland, as well as Aran Islands Energy Co-op from Ireland. We have the University of Faroe Islands and Icelandic New Energy. All the partners are around the room, so you get to speak to all of them at the coffee break, at the networking event after that. This is about the project funding, which was already explained. So I will as well play you our video with our explainer video that works. Explains the project a little bit quicker and easier for me. Basically an overview of the background. The idea that the project was born from a meeting at another NPA project that I was working on back then, which was again dealing with renewable energy and business enterprises. And we had a workshop in Orkney for policy initiatives, and back then we identified for Scotland that hydrogen was was an opportunity and would like to look further into it. And at the workshop, we actually came with the idea that the project is needed in the whole NPA area, and this is not a challenge that is only in Scotland, and that a lot of all of our areas have a lot of renewable energy resources that are underutilized, and that hydrogen can be a vector, energy vector, which can help create business models and utilize all the renewable resources and all resources that are doorstep of our communities in the NPA region. So then just a tiny bit about green hydrogen. Green hydrogen, there are a lot of pilots, a lot of things happening. It's going everywhere. It's at the road, it's on maritime transport, it's in the air as well. There are pilots there. It's in the gas network, and of course the storage capacity of hydrogen cannot be ignored. So this is the structure of our project. Just a general overview of the work packages, the technical work packages that we have. So we have the techno-economic assessment, a viable technical process for peripheral and dispersed hydrogen operations, which is led by our partners in Northern Ireland Action Renewables. So if you have any very specific questions, you can address them to them at any breaks. And then the next work package is creating the hydrogen utilization business model, which is led by our partners in La Parentana. And we have the hydrogen knowledge, technology and transfer, which is led by NY Galway. And I will just give an overview of what is going to come out of each of those work packages and what is the final output that we are looking to create. So from the first work package, we're aiming to create a techno-economic assessment tool. From the second one, we're aiming to create the hydrogen utilization business model, and from the third one, we're looking at the HDT platform. Which this all goes back to what actually Paula said at the beginning of what we are expected to do and to deliver by our project is to collect and produce data, which will be done through the first two technical work packages, through the T-tool and the hub model, and then we're also expected to deliver it in a way that's understandable and easy for public infrastructure providers and from public bodies to make informed decisions. So this is where the platform comes into play, into the project. And all those together will create another tool, another service that is collectively all of those three, which is the huge, the huge output tool service, or for short, the HOT service. So at each region, we will aim to create a specific case study that will apply the T assessment, and will aim to create a utilization business model. After that, for example, in Scotland, we're going to look at hydrogen boilers across the Highlands, across schools at the Highlands and Islands. So we're going to assess the whole process from production through transport to the end users. And there are going to be different case studies in the different regions. In Ireland, we're going to be looking at maritime solutions. In Iceland, we're going to be looking at industrial applications of hydrogen, and in Faroes we're going to be looking at wind to hydrogen going into maritime again, and in Finland hopefully we will know after the workshop that will be held tomorrow, so which will inform the decision for the case study in Finland. And from all those case studies we aim to create a general techno-economic assessment model that can be applied in different regions, followed by a utilization business model which will be based on the case studies that we'll create. And then, now I'm going to go through the things that we've achieved. So we had our first partner meeting in Galway in July, so we're quite fresh, we're 6 months into the project. But even in those 6 months, I think that we've achieved quite a lot. And at our first partner meeting, we held a very similar seminar to the one that we are having here today. And we're going to have it at each of our partner meetings, because we want to maximize the value of each meeting that we're going to have and take our expertise into the regions that we're going to combine with international speakers coming from different regions or from our associate partnership network, and from our further network, which is the Stakeholder Advisory Committee. So the Stakeholder Advisory Committee has been just established a month ago. I got all the signatures and everyone are happy to work together, which is great. And what we aim with the stakeholder advisory committee is we have representatives from each region almost from the NPA area, and most importantly we have representatives from regions that are not represented in the project itself. So we have representatives from Sweden and we have representatives from Norway as well, and most of the representatives of the stakeholder advisory committee, they are people who work on hydrogen solutions in the different regions, and they have even further extensive network, and they have a lot of knowledge, skills and expertise to give us a direction as to how to do our project in order to deliver value for our regions. In both our partnership network, associate partnership network and stakeholder advisory committee, we have created this triple helix, which involves research, industry and government and the public. And with the stakeholder engagement, we believe that it strengthens specifically the project ability to identify and reach a wider network and to deliver solutions that will be viable for the different regions. So this is one of our achievements. The next one is about this. The next one is the information gathering workshops, which, well, the Finnish one will happen tomorrow here, so maybe some of you will be lucky enough to join it and see what it is about. We are having one of those workshops in each of the regions, so the local partners are leading the workshops, because we believe that we want to create something directly with the relevant end users and stakeholders in each region. So we aim to inform our tools before we start building them up, so that we build them in a way that they're going to work in the different regions. And this is phase 1, which we are right now, and we've had 4 workshops. And what have come from, and what we have just launched, and something that is very new about the project itself, is also, I decided to call it International Hydrogen Forum. This is not the official name, but this is the idea of it, is that we managed to make a collaboration between 3 different Interact programs and 3 different projects. So we have huge, so we have one representative from the NPA Northern Periphery and Arctic area, we have CFU from Northwest Europe, and we have GenCom from Northwest Europe, and we have CFU from Atlantic area. So those are the maps of the 3 areas, which allows us to have a much wider reach that we'll have if it was a forum, hydrogen forum based on the NPA area. So this will be presented, most people that will be at the workshop tomorrow will be presented with further information about the forum, but for the people that are not going to be, you can go on our website, you can click, and it's a very, very tiny thing, but you can click on top, there is a hydrogen forum, and it will get you to the website and you can register and be part of this new one-of-a-kind forum that we aim to get bigger and bigger, because it just got launched by GenCom a month ago and we're just at the beginning of it. But we hope that there is a big future in it. So please do join, and you'll be able to find contacts from across all the areas, all the 3 Interact areas, and people that have a lot of expertise and knowledge in hydrogen. So those are just photos. You can see the happy faces of people being part of our workshops in Scotland and in Faroes, and a very short video. We're not going to watch the whole video of what was done.
Some bubbles that are from oxygen, and then the other bubbles, hydrogen ones, are coming here into our car. Okay? Once we have our car and it's already loaded with some quantity of hydrogen, okay, and by remote control, I will be able to, whoa, okay, so I can say, unplug.
There's definitely no battery in my car, right?
Oh, we can look after if you want. And raise it. And this is the principle that you will use it for buses, transportation, cars, etc. So having a hydrogen station, then you fill it our cars, transport, general transport, and then you can put it in cars.
Where are we going to those cars? Actually, I mean, it's 200 euros.
So this is just, I'm not going, there is another 2 minutes and a half of this, but it can be fun. It can be fun at workshops as well, and we aim to make them interactive in the different regions and aim to get people involved in them and not just sit there and so for 5 hours ourselves. So hopefully it will be a success in Finland as well. And let me see, sorry. So this is just summary of what we are aiming as a project. So we aim to provide communities, again, very similar things to what Paul said about what the program is aiming at. So we're aiming to provide communities with energy security and self-sufficiency through providing them the tools to assess the renewable energy chain and the opportunities that hydrogen utilization can allow. Then the second thing that we want to achieve is to increase the awareness of hydrogen as a viable option for different end users that can be used in housing, transport, and industry through our different case studies. We hope that we can prove that. We can prove that it's techno-economically viable option and that there are business opportunities there. So we hope that our project will increase the readiness to invest in different hydrogen solutions across the region. And the last thing is to facilitate, hopefully, decision-making and implementation of hydrogen solutions by informing the public infrastructure providers and the wider public about the benefits that hydrogen economy can bring to their regions. These are family photos from Galway. We're going to make one now after this from Finland, and I'll keep on adding them to the slides. And this is all for me. Thank you very much. Please do follow us on social media. We would appreciate it a lot. And yeah, that's it. If you have any questions that I can answer, I can try to answer. You can ask them now or later at the cocktail.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now we have any more presentation.